Hey, what's up everybody, and thank you again for stopping by my channel for another review. And today we're going to be reviewing a film, The Old Ways. And I'm here to tell you about basically how you can watch this film and should you watch this film, because number one, I don't have a release date. So that's going to be the real stepping stone of this. But I do have a few opportunities in which you can check this out. Because as I kind of was searching the net to kind of figure out, is there any indication of when this may be released? I'm seeing 2020 and I'm also seeing 2021. So that just means to me that it's going to be the later part of this year. But nonetheless, it's going to be a premiere at the 2020 Sitges Film Festival. And at this film festival, you have 3 opportunities to view it. Now, of course, most film festivals have been digital. Some have been trying to do digital and in person. So you definitely want to step over to the website to see ultimately what options you have into viewing this. But with that being said, based on the schedule, it's going to have 3 showings. It's going to be showing twice on October the 16th and once October the 17th. So you have a little bit of time to kind of prepare to see how you may be able to view this film. Now, the star and the lead of this film, Brigitte Canales. Now, Brigitte Canales has really made her ways within Hollywood. The breakout performance in Baby Driver. But to all my gamers, you may not know this name, but you sure heard her voice because she's the voice of Alejandra on Overwatch. Now, what's interesting about this is that there's also a character named Brigitte in Overwatch, but it's actually pronounced differently, which made me think I hope I'm pronouncing Brigitte Canales' names right. But I did a little research and I think I am within the realm of being right. But the Brigitte on Overwatch is actually pronounced Brigitte. So very interesting and tricky thing that I kind of stumbled across with that. But yeah, so Brigitte's character, Cristina Lopez, let me talk about her for a second in this film. She is a Mexican-American reporter, and she returns to her ancestral homeland of Veracruz, chasing a story on witchcraft and faith healers. She becomes a subject of her own story. That's right, because she is kidnapped by a local bruja, which is a witch or a sorceress, wherever you want to consider it, and her son, and she's held against her own will for a terrifying reason. Well, that's because they believe that she has a demon within her, and she will not be free until they exorcise her malevolent force, no matter what it takes. So as she struggles to make her escape, she slowly comes to believe that they may be telling the truth after all. And along with the captors and their estranged cousin Miranda, Cristina fights for survival, turns into a fight for her own soul. So that's the gist of this movie. And let me go over some of my notes here. Now, number one, Brigitte, I think, does a phenomenal job as the lead. There's a lot to really take within her character because, as you hear, she's in denial at first. And so you kind of see a switch in personalities. And to be honest, she has both personal troubles coming into this and then almost a disbelief that this is happening to her. And then she has a cousin who's also here who's just not being supportive, and they got some family issues from the past that's coming about. So Bridget's really going through a lot. And so not Brigitte, Cristina, who's played by Brigitte, is going through a lot. And you see her performance really take you through that toll, a very emotional toll. And I think she does an amazing job. The next thing that instantly jumps out at me with this film is the sounds. The amazing sound effects throughout this film is really chilling. Very intense and completely dominates the film. When you hear some of the sounds that happen in some of these scenes, it completely sends chills throughout your spine. It absolutely puts on the horror for you, regardless of what you're seeing on screen. With some of these sound effects, it really takes your mind into certain places. And with that being said, too, now, again, I'm ignorantly speaking here because I don't know, but I feel like this movie really appears to have a lot of culture and tradition in it because of what's happening here with the bruja. And, because that means spells, that means all types of readings and rituals, all that other good stuff is happening. And it comes off authentic to me. It don't seem cheesy at all, but again, it's just how it's being portrayed, and I don't know it to be true or not, but I'm saying from a viewer that doesn't know it, like looking at it, it feels authentic. Like it really feels like if you try something like this, like you may reap the same repercussions that's happening in this film. But overall, I mean, this movie is very creepy and demonic. A lot of it's is really kind of low light, but it's done in a way that still leaves a lot of intrigue and wonder to the mind. Like there's scenes where you may look at a wall and you may think like, I think I see something moving. And who knows if it's really happening or not, but your mind's going to take you that place just because of how it's being shot. And I felt like the movie picked up the deeper it got into it. I wouldn't call it a slow burn, but I thought in the beginning, like, I don't know where this is going, and I don't know if I'm going to be going with it. But nonetheless, you stick with it, and it definitely goes the distance, and it gets much deeper, and all elements are heightened the further along the film goes. I felt like the special effects in this movie at points, I probably was okay without having some of them in certain scenes, because I felt like the practical, I felt like the stimulation of the mind did a lot. But I will say this, to kind of retract that a little bit, the special effects when added was totally crisp. They were super solid. And quite frankly, some of the scenes with them was like super cool. Like it was really well done. Nonetheless, I think that along with the effects and along with the wandering mind, I think it is all encompassed together to really give you an experience when watching this. Very visually beautiful, shall I say. But the ending, I will say, was like a little predictable, and I maybe been just a tad bit bummed about it. But nothing that ruined my experience. I just foreseeing what was going to happen a mile away. And me, of course, wondering like what's going to be the real big payoff at the end. Like, how's this all going to resolve? And I felt like, please prove me wrong that I already know what's coming. But it's okay, not a problem. It didn't ruin for my experience. But nonetheless, the cast worked really well together. Just about 4 of them in this. And nonetheless, for the set piece that they use, they utilized it really well. And some of the cinematography used within it really did a good job. So overall, I enjoyed The Old Ways. Like, I thought this was a really entertaining film. I can definitely see some people, becoming instantly uninterested with it because it kind of starts off slow. But if you stick through it, it will definitely be worth it. I thought it was a good, solid film. And then the performances, obviously led by Brigitte, did an amazing job, and then the cast all comes together and it just really, really works. With that being said, when it comes down to the director, Christopher Alender, I think that's how you spell it, Alender. I really appreciate the story that was being told, and you can tell that this obviously comes from either some research or just something that he's been super interested in, as there is a lot of effort that seems to be appeared to be within this, as far as costume design, the set piece, the meanings and other stuff. There's a lot of little things that, it pushed me to go research more after it, because everything really seems to be really significant within this film. So nonetheless, definitely check this out if you have an opportunity to always. And if you don't have an opportunity to attend the Sitges Film Festival, then keep your eye out for this one, I will say. This is definitely something that I think you will enjoy. And whether you have an opportunity now or then, let me know what you thought about this film. Check out the trailer, come back in here, let me know what you thought about this. Are you excited for it? Are you interested? Are you going to go out your way to go to find it? Any questions or whatever it may be, definitely hit me up in the comments with it. But definitely thank you so much for watching this review, to catch you on very soon. Man, I've been tongue-tied this entire review, but hey, gotta push through it.